introduce myself. I'm a founder of Cyber Armors. We specialize in dark web research and fraud detection. So we developing a dark armor intelligent platform, primary focus in dark web monitor. So can you go next?
Yeah.
Yeah. So job scam. I mean, especially during this economy, a lot of job has been a problem, right, for everyone. And cyber criminal is constantly looking for opportunities to make a lot of money. Because of the right now, people have needs looking for a new job, looking for to make some money because everything is slowing down. That is an opportunity for cyber criminal to leveraging this opportunity to just scamming people. So they just there's various way that they targeting. One is financial, making try to steal money as much as they can, stealing personal information, to performing additional fraud or just gather information to sign up for synthetic ID, right? Fake account information that they go to get a loan from different financial institutions like banks and credit union. Student, I mean, is always been a good target for them, because students, everyone is always constantly looking for new opportunities. Whether it's a part-time or full-time, there's always a way looking. So cybercriminal constantly targeting them. So, and it's been a problem. As you're gonna see soon, is they steal a significant amount of money from people, and some cost stealing their whole life saving. So being a significant problem currently. Can you go next one? So there's a variety of different type of jobs scam out there. One of the big ones that I often seen is the fake job listing. So cyber criminal, for example, on LinkedIn, anyone can post a job out there. So cyber criminal creating a fake job advertisement on LinkedIn, and when people start to applying for that, they can gather a lot of information, right, based on your resume, right? So your phone, your address, your name. Those are some of the indicators that can be leveraged later on, including your email, right? So check over pay scam is another type of scam, using fake check, sending being part of the meals, where they send you the money, right? So they cyber criminal basically steal money from other people, then send that money to the victim, right? To the employer, kind of employer, right? And the employer would be deposit that checks into their bank's account, and then they would ask the employees to send that money back to the cyber criminal. And this is part of the meal scam that they leverage out there. They're also using identity theft. So once you apply, you would send a lot of information, your resume, your email, your phone. For the second stage, for example, you sending additional information like the social security from information, right? So they can harvest a lot of those intelligence or a lot of those information and use it to use it to sign up for type of banking, right? A fake bank account, or to get a money loan out there that they can take out and wipe it out. So at the end of the day, the victims will be receiving a really bad credit from that. One of the big ones that I constantly seen is the investment scam. So the cyber criminal basically start out as a job recruitment type of scam, then they go through the process, and the end of it is turned to investment scam where um, the the employees deposit a lot of money into it, and they create this whole theater of web page and this whole environment to make it feel like it's a real job, and the money that they make is significant amount, but in reality it's just theater, it's just fake data, and every time you send the money it's just one way, it's disappear from that standpoint. So um, can you go to the next one? So the big one that we are constantly seeing is the job recruitment scam or investment scam. So it start out from the left side is a SMS messaging, right? The cyber criminal just randomly sending a message to their target, pretending to be some type of staffing type of organization, and they proceed to ask if they have a position open. If you're interested in it, in the position, you can make a lot of money. And they pre-filter a lot of the application, right? The target by the location of the target. So they, as you see on the left, they ask for whether you live in the US or Canada and Europe, and you're above the age of 21. If you fit into that category, then they would go to the next stage. And they would ask in the target that another person gonna talk, communicate with them on the WhatsApp. So once you approve or agree to this whole process, then they would go to the next stage where, as you've seen on the right side, of the, Sophia automatically gonna send you a message on the WhatsApp and start the whole conversation of describing the job. Can you go next one? So the job is they basically creating a website that is basically for this recently is the innovative unity.online, and this site is most of them is going to be very similar, right? They basically your job is basically have a function of just clicking a few buttons, right? And as you clicking on it, you start seeing the profit. And they say that the whole job is once you submit this process, you making about 5% of the income of the. So as you seen on the right side, I did a few 29 application, or 29 step of clicking, and I make about almost $80, right? And this is all theater, it's all fake data that they emulating. And this is a way for them to build greed, right? So if you their process is they deposit about $500, and once you go through this step, you're making about $80. So so as they kind of using social engineering tactics to build up the whole process of getting the target to be more like interested in this and more greed, and they over time they would deposit a lot more money, right? I seen some making depositing $20,000 into this type of scam. So can you go next one? And so they have a variety of different process. One is the person on WhatsApp communicating, walking you through the process of applying for the job, and how to performing the action. The the other part of it is the Telegram portion. So on the website, the customer support platform is on the Telegram, and they walk you through the process of deposit money into this. So here's an example of the initial process where I would basically providing the account name, which is Sophia 7155, and saying that I want to deposit some money into the account. And what they're gonna provide is a Tron crypto wallet. So this is a crypto wallet that I would be sending money in. And the scheme is mostly crypto based. So they have all type of address that you can use, whether it's a Bitcoin, Tron, Ethereum, Solana, anything basically is supported. And they walk you through the process of using different type of platform like the MetaMask, Coinbase, or PayPal included. So it's very customer focused in a way because they basically want to make you feel safe as much as possible so you can deposit as much money as you can. So can you go next one? So when we tracking the amount of money being transferred, as you've seen on the red note right here, the red dot and the black dot, these are the address that people sending money to, right? And as you've seen, all the grayish dot, it shows that all the victim sending money to those wallets. And as you've seen on the top left, that's a significant amount, I think like a few hundred that I restricted to show, right? It's a significant amount of money that people sending to these cyber criminal. So can you go next one? Can you go, can you open this URLs? And so I just want to show how to track this type of threats. So can you click on the third one, the innovative? Yeah. So this is the site that I submitted to the URL scan, right? And as you've seen, there's a significant amount. Now let's go back to the last page. Okay, no, go back to the yeah. So when you're searching, so for the hash, so this hash right here on the what I'm searching for is the icon of the web page. And as you've seen, the cyber criminal, they build this type of theme website, right? That they can duplicate many time over the lifetime. So as you've seen, I mean, from the last few days, there's a lot of different domain that has been follow the same type of theme. So can you click on one of them? Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, click on. So as you've seen here, they have the same theme as the scam, and this is how you kind of like track and see the volume, right? They basically once you it's very is they don't people don't really shut them down that much, but once they burn the domain, then they would re-register to a brand new domain, as you see in here, and they just deploy it. And one of the interesting is all this domain is hosted on Cloudflare, right? And they also include in the Tencent type of network as well. So we kind of like able to conclude a little bit of who this talk of this this cyber criminal located at, right? So and when you start you can go to URL scan and searching for this, and you're able to see the volume of domain being created by all these cyber criminals. So this is just one example. I think there's a few hundred in here. There's also campaign that I'm also tracking is come out, I think like 500 different domain. So it's a really big business this type of criminal is operating. So yeah. Thank you. You go next one. So another type of scam that I also observe is through the job scam on Facebook. What we've seen is typically they make a post in the marketplace, part-time, full-time job available, making some significant amount, as you seen here, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 amount, and the person, and they typically adding a attractive type of person picture on the scam just to make it more targeted to people. So once you interested in this, you send a message to the person, and that whole process similar to the earlier one is they walk you through that there's the communication of someone gonna communicate with them on WhatsApp, and it's all come down to the same type of scheme, right, that we see in here. And on the top, on the right side, as you've seen, the amount of tracking of victim sending money to all this wallet that we can associate you using crypto. So yeah, can you do the next one? And here's an example when you're searching on the marketplace, you're seeing there's a significant amount of poster, and this is all type of region, right? From DC to LA to Texas. And yeah, it's same process across the board. Can you go next one? Yeah. So another type of scam that we constantly seen as well is on the Upwork. The cyber criminal, they're using Upwork as creating a job offering from there. And what interesting about them, since Upwork, a lot of people start using it, and they put the job description in the attachment. Because I believe in Upwork, work all the communication with the job poster is through their platform. But what the cyber criminal does is they put the information on the job attachment, and this is where they redirect bypassing Upwork detection to get their target to communicate on the Telegram platform. So can you go next? So here's the person, and this is Jordan Flu. He's been scamming people, I think, for about 5 years now on Upwork, and no one kind of like do anything about it. His job is basically to social engineering people, offering the type of scam or type of work people can make, making about a few $1,000s a week. And what interesting about this is he doesn't focus in a lot of money. What he focuses in is the advanced fee job scam. Can you go next one? So what he provided is a test of a list of jobs that you whether you're interested in or not, right? And the amount of payment that you can get from the project is, as you see in project number 1, is $550, and the project number 2 is double that, which is $1,800. And the scam is basically using the advanced fee payment. the insurance is what he called it. So for the project one, if you want $550, you have to deposit the fund, which is $50 to him, right? And if you want 1,800, you would have to deposit $80. And this is kind of scam. He doesn't not very greedy, but it's small enough that people willing to take a risk in that. And because this is all over the Telegram platform, you cannot do anything about this, right? So once you send him the money, it's kind of like gone from there. So very interesting. And Upwork doesn't seem to do a lot of protection for the user. So we kind of report this to Upwork, and they doesn't seem to care. So yeah, it's he been this guy been doing this job for about 4 or 5 years now. So can you go next? So I observe LinkedIn is a significant scammer using it significantly, right? So they often using creating fake posting on there, and as you've seen here, is there's over 100 applicants applying for it, and you basically sending your information to this fake job posting. One of the scams that I've seen is so once you apply for this, for example, this AI engineer from the FinCore, right, of companies, another company's gonna call you, and they contact you and asking if you're interested in this AI engineering position. The description of it is exactly the same thing, just from a completely different companies. And this person would call you and try to social engineer you into providing information about you, for example, your social security, right? So they gather as much information as they can, and this doesn't damaging the FinCore job at all, right? Because this is gonna be from another organization. So this is very interesting because it's very dangerous where people submitting, I mean, over 100 people submitting this job, and potentially that's 100 different social securities and PII information that they can gather and create synthetic ID for these people. So can you go next one? So one of Ali's students forwarded this to us, and I thought it was very interesting, very new, and it's kind of scary, to be honest with you. So the student submit an application. I'm not sure which platform it is. Once they submit it, the recipient of the job sent him a message, an email, ask him to install an application on his mobile device. And this is allowed them to schedule the appointment or viewing the status of the job, right? Which is seem normal. Well, it's not normal to install anything from that, but the threat of this is not significant, right? But so yeah, so the site, this site is kind of offline, getting shut down already, so we couldn't really focus so much for it. But the student was able to share us the file that that the site was hosting. So could you go next one? So the application that is a Java is a Android application. It's highly sophisticated, and when we analyzing this, the site the application is actually a anti-dot malware. right? And to just so here's some of the permission that once you install, you would give to the app. It's basically permission to do anything, right? Create application, set firewall, internet access, wake up, and I think there's about 40 different type of permission this app is requesting. And pretty much you would give them everything, on your phone. So can you go next one? So when we do a string search in here, we found, some of the URLs that's interesting. They have a Alipay library in the app, and this would be allow them to monitor a lot of these URLs, right? A lot of activities on your phone if you're using this type. So a lot of malware. This is how they steal your credentials when you log into this platform. So it's very abnormal, and yeah, it's a significant threat when you installing this application on your phone. So can you go next one? One of the one of the big one, another one that significant threat is the LinkedIn messaging. So I'm sure everyone here have LinkedIn account, and we have all type of message, sending to us. So be extra careful. A lot of these accounts are fake. And here's an example where Radu basically contact me and offer as share my expert information or whatever, and they would pay me some hourly type of rating, right? And this kind of like social engineering that they typically do to get your information. And I think a lot of them that we've seen is pivot into like Telegram and WhatsApp, and it's the outcome of this is going back into the scamming using the investment type of scam as well. So so yeah, LinkedIn now they it's not very safe, as we all know. There's so many fake accounts on there. So do this scammer take over domain or by domain? Yes, they do. So a lot of these, as you've seen from the earlier in the URL scan, they build they register hundred of different domain, and a lot of these domain are look very familiar to us, right? Using the investment type of theme, innovation technologies type of theme in the domain. So typically you would want to, well, if anyone want to ask you to register, a site, right? First thing is just verify on VirusTotal first to see the when they was registered, just to ensure that the site is legit. It's not brand new, because a lot of this, their time to live, the amount that they register is very fresh, brand new. So it's only like a few months old. Can you go next one? So a lot of the red flags, I mean, is to, if anyone sent you a message on SMS, Telegram, WhatsApp, offer you a job, likely, that's not a standard process of how organizations do things. So likely those are fake. Verify the job. What I typically do is, if we know the type of company it is, go to the companies directly, right? A lot of the big organizations, they have a job reference on there that you go and you can verify from there. So if they are any, asking for any social security sensitive sensitive type of information like social security, bank's information, no companies do that ever, right? So we applying for a job to make money, not to pay money for the job. So and any type of social security is only during the onboard phase when you actually onboard to the job, and that is go through that whole process with the HR. So um, yeah, most WhatsApp all fake. So can you go next? Yeah, check if anyone using LinkedIn verify with the contact person, ensure that they are verified. If they are not verified person, that are significant red flags. But sometimes a lot of the users not verified. So check on their connection to see if they connect to anyone that 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 able to vouch, right? So some of this a lot of this criminal, they create an account that is only have a few like 100 or less type of connection, and usually those are stay away from, right? So go to the company's website, verify if there's any job posting on there that match with the job that you seen on the job board. Research the job. I mean, if it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true, right? So always verify. Make sure that the the job is not some crazy amount. It's like no one gonna pay $5,000 a week, right? Just for simple type of clicking type of job. So never download any software, period. I mean, if they asking to do, like, there's no job out there, especially big organization, force you, attract you, do those type of things. So and never pay for any equipment. So I think Ali might be a provide some story or some type of information on this type of scam, where it's a early type of deposit where you have to buy the equipment or deposit the money for the equipment to be used for the job. That's just fake. So like always go back to the number one rule, right? You apply for a job to make money, not risking your own money. So can you go next?
It does not want to change. What's happening?
Yeah, it's the end. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, if you guys have any question, yeah, would love to hear from everyone.
And also, I want to add something that I have seen some of my students told me about, like this type of, is it kind of a scam that they're doing? Like, is asking you, this is like a company, it can be like different type of company they're asking. And first step, they're asking you, you need to do an education. We need to train you. And for that training, they ask you, for example, pay $200, $300. And the step is like that. You pay that $200, you get that training. And after that, once you should go to the company and to work, and they're saying that you're not ready right now. So you should go to another training to do that. So this way, they put you in a loop of training and keep saying that you're not ready. Sometimes they make an excuse that, oh, the job posting is coming soon and you should wait.
Yeah.
So, and then once they have done this type of scenario, this type of stories, then the company name, the person suddenly disappear. And you you won't find any person like that in LinkedIn or social media. So be careful. So one of my students happened. This is the real story that happened for one of my students, and they put him as a manager on that company. They said that this position is available for you, but before to be manager, you need to have some training. So he did a training, first step training, second step training, and then those guys disappeared.
Yeah,
So
it's similar to the investment scam, right? So
yeah.
they basically ask you to deposit the money in, but you cannot. So you making about 20%, 40% interest, and they show you the number on the website. But the
Mm,
thing is, you cannot take it out. They tell you that, oh, for you to take it out, you have to deposit X amount of money in. So basically, like you said, is keep going, right? They try to milk you as much money as they can until you basically get that red flag of alert, like, oh, I'm getting scammed here, right? So they keep doing it until it's over. So yeah, it's this guy of this guy, they are very specialized in social engineering. They 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 have process or documentation that they refer to, right? Similar to most of the HR type of real business out there, right? They have all their process in place. So anything that you ask them or talk to them or question them, they have an answer for that. So yeah, it's very scary. So
yeah,
thank you for sharing that,
that
Alex.
yeah,
Let
this is
me
like
share a screen in a bit once you're done. I mean, I want to go on an example as well, which I
oh yeah, yeah,
recently
sure.
remembered I had, but yeah, go ahead.
So I remember one time one of the students also showed me a kind of group in Telegram. So they were like a fake people. They were talking to each other and they were saying that, oh, that I got a good job. I got a good job. That's nice job. Thank you so much. And one of the actually it was like in background, it was one person with different accounts that they were talking to each other. It
Yeah,
shows that, oh, this group is busy. And the group number was around 5,000 people. So uh, it was like a kind of um, trap that when you look at that group number, you realize, oh, 5,000 people got a job and they're talking in this group active. Um, so then you start talking conversation with those persons. And that was like a kind of loop of conversation with one person. Actually, in background was one person that talking, seems to be talking with the other people. So this kind of scenario, be aware of that. Like when you're, as NGN mentioned during this presentation, was very, very good examples. Like if someone asks you money, social insurance number, any extra information, like the process is very, very straightforward in Canada. So you do an interview first. Once you do an interview, you receive it offer letter, and after the offer letter, someone from the HR do an onboarding. So ask you some account number. So these are like in a secure environment. Usually they're sending you email. If you're not comfortable, you can print out the document and send it to HR people. Ali, go ahead.
Yeah, let me share this. It's funny. I was logging in one of my old, I guess, temporary emails, and it popped up. I'm like, oh, this is a perfect example to show today. Someone when was talking about today. I received that text message from some weird scammer saying, "Hey, we have a job for you. Do you meet all these criteria?" Yes. Right away, they moved things to Teams. And as you can see, I replied to this guy saying, "Hey, here's the code that they gave me. My name is this, and I was contacted for a hiring job." And right away, this Mr. Clive, whatever this guy is, instantly replies saying, "Welcome to this company, and let's start the interview using chat right away." at this moment, I already knew it was a scam, but I wanted to see where does it go, how does it lead, who's this guy is, and I thought, you know what, let's waste a few hours of his time and see where it leads. And right away, he started with his questions. Are you excellent in communication? You must, write this much. That's your age, blah, blah. Do you have any issues? Straightforward, keep going. And it was just a bunch of scripts he are using. So moving forward, here's what's happening. I said, okay, boss, I'm ready to answer your question. Playing with him and keep sending me a long text of, messages about the company, who they are. And right away, you'll see you'll jump to, here's your hourly rate. Here's how much time you're going to be working. Because again, he limited to 20 hours because I told him I'm a student. He knows students are only allowed with 20. So he tries to be very realistic with it. And as you notice, all I'm saying is okay, next. Sends me this. I said, sure, keep going. I can handle the job. You will undergo 2 weeks training. Okay, let's go. Next, here's the interview questions. And it keeps going over and over. I simply just answer everything. Section 2, more questions, more answers, more questions, more answers. As you'll notice right away, he gets back to me saying, oh, your performance is good, you're eligible, you're hired instantly. That happened in less than an hour interview, right away, congratulations, I'm hired. I'm like, perfect. As you can see, I make it sound very excited about it. And he keeps asking, and now that's where he starts telling me, hey, you need the job, you need to buy all of the stuff. It's a remote work, similar to what Nguyen mentioned, you need to invest money to make some money. It doesn't work that way, unfortunately. You need a desk, you need a laptop, you need this, you need that. I'm like, okay, sure, that's fine. I told him it's clear. I'm very happy to start my new job soon. Let's keep going. Keeps repeating himself. And now that's where he starts asking these questions. Obviously, I give him everything is fake. Nothing is really legit. And now that's where things start, to happen. Like, okay, you need to buy the stuff and we'll handle everything. The way I'm assuming he wanted to do is, I remember, because again, this is a while back, I believe they wanted me to buy gift cards. And that's where they started asking me, okay, go buy some gift cards. You need to send them. You need to, provide us with these gift cards, to do the transfer for the money. But as you can see, again, every time he says something, I'm saying, yes, okay, keep him going until at some point he realizes something is messed up. It's a long conversation.
Yeah.
He's saying now, he wants to set up the paycheck. I'll deposit, in a few minutes. Obviously, he starts sending me fake paychecks. And the funny thing is, he wanted some, confirmation at some point. And that's where, as we keep going, I'm like, okay, what does this guy need? You will see that at some point, I'll send him a picture of some money. Because he wants to see, oh, I deposited the check and I withdrew it cash, I can go buy a gift card. And obviously, I got this from Google. And right away, you can see, oh, do you have your phone on your bed or what? Stop playing me. Right away, he instantly knew something is up. I started giving him some excuses. I'm in school. I'm a resident school. I'm being professional with my new job, following your order. Provide me with withdrawal confirmation. How? You want some screenshot? And I'm really good at Photoshop. Took a picture of an RBC account, change all the numbers. Nothing legit. You can see how the font is completely different from a legit one. And he starts like, you know what? It doesn't seem too good, but let's keep going. Now he wants crypto ATM. And now that's where things happen. Like, okay, we sent you paycheck, you deposited, you withdrew the money, go find an ATM and go send us the money. He sends me his QR code. I tell him, sure, I'll go do it. And then he starts, asking questions and starts to understand that something is not right. And again, I'm just trying to play stupid with him. That's the best part. But you can tell he already started like figuring things out, asking, question. Oh, it's 5 a.m. You're gonna go deposit telling, oh, it's a gas station, liquor store, they're always open, make it sound more realistic to a point where, like, what, I had enough of this guy. And things start to turn around. Obviously, I sent him a fake email with a link to get his location, got his IP. I know everything about him. And now he's like, okay, you're playing me. And now you can see starting more of the Nigerian accent start to come out. And right away, he starts, being angry, telling me this and that. I have MacBook. I confirm with him. Nope, you have a Windows device. And he realized that he messed up, and he's trying to make it sound like, oh, I did not get him. But I'm like, yeah, your computer's 8 gig RAM. You're using Chrome. Here's your, telecommunication. I got everything on you. And believe it or not, I took this random screenshot from a PowerShell script that has nothing to do with malware, and I sent it to him. And I think he believed it, that I'm like supposedly hacking him. But at some point he realized that, nothing is working with him. I think he got scared at the end. He's like, you know what? Okay, we'll talk soon and take care. Goodbye. But here's the interesting thing I noticed just recently. If I look at Mr. Clive Woodward and kind of look at LinkedIn, if you go to LinkedIn, you will see that Mr. Clive is actually a real guy. And you can look them up under people and find this guy. But as you can see, this is the real guy. Clive Woodward, he's the CEO of this company. He's based in Toronto. You see, he probably picked up an old picture of this guy from somewhere. But they are trying to pretend to be this company. He's the CEO, and make it sound so legit. But at some point, like, how much time do I need to waste with this guy, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it was interesting. I wanted to kind of see who he is, but right away, I realized that he's another Nigerian scammer out there trying to make some money, and I wasted his time. I enjoyed it, and he didn't get anything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
One
interesting
of the
story.
thing is they are very patient, right? So they will walk you through this whole process, um, basically holding your hand, right, very closely, so you feel very safe with them, right? So so yeah, it's very scary. So, and that's a long conversation, Ali.
Yeah, that's why they have time. I have patience as well.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. I'm always, trying to understand who these people are. Why do they target certain people, within certain organization? But at the end of the day, they look for students. Students are always looking on the job. That's the first, that's the only thing on a student's mind. I want to get my first job. I want to get my first job. And unfortunately, we see it a lot that students get too excited very quickly. A lot of students, they are international students in Canada. They don't understand, the process, how the job recruitment is in Canada. So unfortunately, they do end up falling to a lot of these scams. And, as you showed us as well, when, all the crypto transfer, all the money, they try to show you that, hey, we're depositing money, you're making money, and they're moving money from one, victim to another to show you that, keeping you afloat. But it's a reality and it's a problem, unfortunately.
Yeah.
There's not much, we can try to educate, but at the end of the day, if it, as you mentioned, if it sounds too good, then definitely it's not the right job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
these days, most of like I've seen stories about insurance companies, like uh, they're some people is a fake scammers. They're asking you, okay, we have a good opportunity with working with insurance companies, and what they're offering you is just again, this is like a training, and you should go to the training, and after training, you get nothing. Like that's kind of loop that they're putting you and asking you, okay, if you want to work with us, you need more training, and this training never ends. Uh, the other things that I recently, one of my students sent was someone asking you, okay, we want to move equipment from company A to company B. We need someone to only be present at that address. I pay you $20 per hour for being there. I didn't first at first point I was thinking that, okay, what type of a scam it is that someone is asking you to be present in somewhere and paying you, for example, $20. The guy actually planned to have a kind of a story. The story starts from here that, okay, we have a kind of job. The job is just being present somewhere, but a story is starting from there. Then is asking you something else, like the some information that you show that, okay, then you need to buy this gift card, then you need to buy this equipment. So it's coming after planning that story. And some of them, they're very, very good at making that a story. Like when you're doing the conversation, like what you did, um, when you start the conversation and then when you end, when you look at the whole story, you see that they have different type of plans, and then the plan never ends. Like if the plan A didn't work, they're going for plan B, a plan C, and then they keep talking with you until they know that, oh, this guy is not the right person, so you should go to another person.
Yeah,
So yeah.
because unfortunately, it's a scene is very big in Canada and the US. And I think students should be more vigilant and try to verify as much as possible. As Win as well mentioned, always go to LinkedIn, check the people on LinkedIn, find them in their company profile, try to reach out to them. There's nothing wrong with double checking at the end of the day.
Um,
There's a question out
yeah,
there.
I think, if you find a job scam, if it on LinkedIn, for example, report them. If you, if most of us are in securities, I would post it on LinkedIn, share with people, share the
Was
job,
it-
share with people just to build your credential as well as, helping people, right? Um, so yeah, there's also, if you use Reddit, there's a all scam, where I think you can post it up there just to provide it, because I think that the key for it is to get Google to index it, right, and send that message. So when people performing that type of search for that companies or that URLs, you will be people will be able to see that, hey, this company is a scam. So
Yeah. Thanks for sharing the link, Hamid, as well. It's a good resource as well to report. In my opinion, it's as much as people report, these cameras definitely they don't give up. They're gonna keep coming back with different faces, different names. But to answer your question, Sashi, again, the best thing is try to expose them as much as possible, report them. But unfortunately, in reality, it's hard to do and take action with these people because again they go offline, they come up with new identities, they start fresh again and keeps going, right? So it's a difficult one, unfortunately. It's
yeah.
more of a cat and mouse game, as they say.
Yeah, and they not locally, right? So they're not in the U.S. or Canada. They what we've seen is Nigerians and Chinese, and the Southeast Asia region is a big in this type of scam. So like when we report this to the FBI, um, the FBI told us that if it above $1 million, then they would care. Otherwise, they don't care. So that's kind of give you the perspective of what they dealing with.
So this is the link that I posted on the chat is for scam and fraud. One part of that is showing the statistics for 2023 that reported around 63,000, and the loss to fraud is $569 million. That's the report from the government of Canada. So, as I said, uh, when you're applying for a job, when you get the interview, so the job process is very straightforward. Like you get the interview process, then there are teams of people or one person maybe calling you, asking you when you're available. So through the email, maybe through the phone. These are two types that usually happens. And after that, you schedule your time, you do an interview. After the interview, they give you offer letter. If you are accepted candidate, then you receive that offer letter. After offer letter, the HR person call you, and usually there is like an onboarding through the company, or they're asking you some information like a void check, a social insurance number, or if you have a work permit or kind of permit that, or in Canada, then you should show them. These are like straightforward. You see that the last step asking you social number and like your account number and the other things. It is not in the first step. So if someone asks you through the conversation, hey, um, this is a job opportunity and you should do it in a 1 hour, then we need a candidate immediately. So send us your information. So that's not a kind of legit job. Be careful, most of the jobs range also is clear. So you can go on some website like LinkedIn, also on other website. If you Google, for example, system administrator average salary, they give you the average salary. So and per hour also is clear. So if someone is giving you more money and is like asking you for more information, that's not normal. It's kind of abnormal, um, like behavior that you're facing. But one of the things that I agree with Ali and Nguyen that in before immigrants coming to Canada, there should be a like kind of classes, like kind of training, um, uh, to train people what are the scammers, like what type of scammers we have. And what are the job process in Canada? I've seen some places like Open Door or Mosaic. There are some places that they're offering free classes for those they're coming as a newcomer in Canada. So probably they have kind of training, but I've never seen like this type of training. Someone say that, okay, what are the scammers? How you can protect yourself when you're applying for the job. So be aware of that. And this is kind of things that usually uh, is a lot in Canada. You're like the text scam, phone scam. We have credit card scammers, like cryptocurrency scammers, and plus of that, we have job scammers that uh, they are working in Canada. Um, as this guys also mentioned, most of them are outside of this country because usually those they are in Canada, they know their role, and so easily you can report them to the government, or if you call 911 immediately, um, you can report these people if they are in Canada. Um, but most of them is outside of Canada with different nationality. We don't know. We're not targeting any nationality here, but the thing is that sometimes you have received a phone call, like text message, phone call, emails, different type of that, right? So you're now aware of phishing attacks, like when someone is trying to steal some information, like it's asking you, okay, click on this link, you look at the URL, you look at the IP address. If it is not correct, then you look at the information provided in the body of the email. And once you're sure, you click on that link. here also for the job opportunities, you should be careful. Like, what type of jobs you're applying? What is this company? Um, uh, if they ask you, okay, we need a kind of face-to-face remotely interview, that's good. Yeah, they cannot do anything. But if they ask you information, more information, then it's better to, if you're not sure, it's better to ask some people. They have experience with this kind of process, and they can guide you. I see some questions showing up here. Someone is typing, maybe. Ali, do you want to add something?
It's it's one of these topics that's
So,
in my opinion. Yeah, go ahead, Nguyen, if you have go for it.
yeah, just sorry, jump in, but just want to add is when we searching for a candidate, right, for a job opening, um, we basically automatically doing the background check. So we never asking for any information from that, because basically your resume, your name, your email address, your phone number, all of those can be used to performing a background check. So that would be like Hanny saying the process for interviewing a person is, you HR gonna call you to pre-filter you, then set up a job interview, then you would doing the job interview, whether it's online or directly. Once that is approved and before the offer and job, we would automatically do the background check to ensure that you don't have any criminal type of records in you, right? And once that is approved, everything's look good, then they would HR would basically send a job offer, negotiation, and stuff like that. HR never asked for Social Security ever. You would have to go through the like a web portal to enter in a form that's physically there. So so those are some of the process that you keep an eye on, because yeah, like Hamid saying is never give any personal information to anyone. So
Thanks so much, Nguyen. Yeah, if anyone has any question, I think we'll open the floor for a few minutes. If there's no, then see.
I think Ersa maybe is sending some links. Is not normal link to me.
Oh no, this is I think one of those AI note takers.
yeah.
Oh, is it AI no taker? Yeah, okay.
Oh, good.
Okay.
We're safe.
Okay. All right. I
Yeah.
think there isn't any questions on the chat area. So thank you so much, Nguyen, for fruitful information that you brought here. And we hope to see more sessions like that, like in different topics. We can have like this type of meetings, maybe monthly, or maybe when you have a topic ready related to job or maybe cybersecurity, then we can have a session and share this information with students and also public people. Thank you again.
Perfect. Thanks so much, everyone.
Yeah,
Thanks for
thank
doing
you.
these webinars. They're great.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Have a great weekend and see you soon.
Perfect. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.